In a peaceful countryside in the state of New York, where winters blanket the fields in white and summers are fragrant with wild grass, lived a woman named Anna Mary Robertson Moses. She wasn't famous nor wealthy. For nearly 80 years of her life, she lived like most women of her time. Gardening, raising children, cooking and sewing. Each day passed in a steady, simple rhythm, and no one thought she would leave any lasting mark on the world. Her neighbors affectionately called her Grandma Moses, a kind-hearted woman who always smiled and made delicious apple pies during holidays. At the advanced age of nearly a century, she wanted nothing more than good health, a cozy home, and a few minutes to sit by the window, watching the sunset. But life has its surprises. Sometimes, talent lies dormant within us for a lifetime, waiting for a gentle nudge to awaken. And for Grandma Moses, that nudge came from a knee pain. At 78, as the cold, damp winter set in, her arthritis worsened, making even daily tasks, like embroidering napkins or sewing clothes for her grandchildren, too much for her. One morning, after trying to thread the needle 3 times with shaking hands, she put it down and silently gazed out the window. Snow began to fall, covering the roof of her old wooden house. Maybe I am really old, she thought. But then, like a spark in the cold afternoon, she remembered how much she had loved drawing as a child, drawing with a stick on the ground, sketching on old newspaper with charcoal. She slowly got up, rummaged through a drawer, and found a few old watercolor tubes that a grandchild had once given her. And so, with hands no longer as steady as they once were, she began to paint. Her first painting depicted the farm behind her house, trees without leaves, snow on the chicken coop's roof, children sledding outside. It had no technique, no perspective, and the proportions were off. But in each stroke was everything she loved. Memories, family, home. She painted as if telling the story of her life, with colors instead of words. And she felt happy. A very strange, very personal, very real joy. No one, not even she, knew that the very moment she picked up the paintbrush, a whole new chapter was about to begin. Grandma Moses didn't paint to become famous. She simply loved doing it. Every day after breakfast, she would sit by the window and paint the springs that had passed, family gatherings, harvest days, village weddings. All the things that had once been a part of her life. She hung her paintings in the house, then gave them to friends, and sent a few to the bakery in the nearby town, just to brighten up a blank wall. And that's where the miracle happened. One day a man, a collector of paintings, passed by the bakery. He stopped in front of a simple painting of falling snow. It wasn't intricate, it wasn't technical, but there was something warm, something genuine about it. He asked, "Who painted this?" The answer stunned him. An old woman named Moses, 80 years old. Months later, Grandma Moses' paintings were featured in a folk art exhibition in New York. She was interviewed, invited on television. Her paintings were printed on postcards, calendars, children's books. She became a symbol of folk art. Rustic, heartfelt art. She had once been just an ordinary grandmother among millions of Americans. Now, the world knew her as Grandma Moses, the self-taught artist who, without following any standards, touched the hearts of millions, from New York to Paris. Grandma Moses continued to paint, tirelessly. At 85, she still sat by the window, paintbrush in hand, her mind returning to the childhood years. She said, "When I paint, I relive the old days, relive the people who have passed, and live with hope for future generations." When she passed away at the age of 101, she had left behind more than 1,500 paintings, each one a gentle slice of rural America. Harvests, festivals, falling snow, children's birthdays. No sadness, no war, no gloom. Only warmth, simplicity, and love. She once said, "I don't think I'm old. I'm just a little late." The story of Grandma Moses is not just about an old woman who could paint. It's a vivid testament to a simple yet profound truth. Age is not the end. It is just a comma. Before life begins a new chapter, you may be 50, 60, or 70 years old. Your hands may no longer be as nimble. But your heart, if it still knows how to dream, to love, to try something new, is still living fully. And who knows? The most beautiful thing in your life may still be waiting just ahead.